Hi, my name is Ximena Perez. I am from Colombia and I am the ASM rep for 2020. Okay, for some reason, when I was in high school, I started having this weird obsession with study abroad. And I talked to my parents about it and they're like, yeah, like there's a bunch of universities here in Colombia where you can like do study abroad. And that was like the plan. And then my dad saw this newspaper article in one of like the biggest media things in Colombia about Minerva, and he showed it to me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my dream school. But at that time I was, I think, a junior or a sophomore. So I just like went to a website and I put my email and they were like, yeah, whenever you're a senior, we will like email you to remind you that you can do your application. And then when I did my application, when I was a senior and I was doing applications, I was like, oh, I don't like Minerva anymore. I think it's like fake and I shouldn't do it. But they emailed me and I did the application because it was free. Cool. And I got in and then I went to Ascend and I just fell in love again and I was like, this is what I want. And yeah, I think like Minerva, beyond like just like traveling around the world, which is like a big deal for me, it was more like they are intentional. And that was like one of the biggest reasons why I was like, okay, this is the place I want to be. I think that I was expecting for Minerva to know more about what they were doing, and it feels like my childhood all over again. I'm the oldest kid, so I always felt like I was the guinea pig for my parents, and I feel like that way in Minerva, which is I'm fine with it because I've always been the guinea pig, but I just felt like they were more ready. But I do see that they're trying, which is like what saves it all. Okay, so last semester, there were some issues for Latin American students with the visa for Buenos Aires, and I was part of the students that was like going back and forth with student affairs and the ASM, and at that time Perpetual was helping us, and I just felt like, okay, this is really cool. Like it was like my first time where I was like actually part of something that ASM was doing, and I was like, okay, this actually works. There's like a point to it. I just got really interested in it, and I was like, this has so much potential, and if we improve it and if we like institutionalize it more, it could do so many things and like improve so many things for students. And that was like one of my reasons why I was like, I really want to get involved in this. So currently I'm in charge of communications, which is a little big, but I'm really passionate about like improving how students on the ASM communicate, and also how students and senior team communicate. And I think there's this gap where we see the senior team as this big brother that is watching and that it's not seeking out for our best interests. And I think like sometimes that might be true, but I don't think in overall, I think the senior team is really, really interested in our well-being. And I think that gap can be improved through the ASM. So I'm really interested in like trying to improve that gap and like fulfill it and being like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of things bad in Minerva and there's a lot of things that we can improve, but we are trying on both ends. I think I want to give back hope that Minerva works and that it can be improved. Yeah, come to office hours. You can rant, like really, like I think it's like a rant session, and you'll be like, even if it's like personal issues or things that are, you don't necessarily have to feel like it's like a bigger issue in that community. It can be like a personal issue, and in office hours, I think all of like Tony, Fran, and I are trying to be like super understanding and help in whatever way we can. And sometimes we might know more for some reason because we have more contact with the senior team and staff. So I think, yeah, come to office hours. We're fun. I might provide cookies. Might.
What are office hours?
Oh yeah, so office hours are on Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. in the lobby. In BA. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.